everyone, and welcome back to Dee's Tarot. In this reading, we're going to be doing what's called a picket card. If you like messages like this, please leave a comment down in the comment box and make sure that you hit subscribe and the notification bell so you know when my next videos come out and you never miss one of my future videos. In this reading, in our picket card, we have 4 different cards, and with each card we also have a little item that could be something that might help draw attention to this card, or this card, or this card, or this card. I'll show on the screen the cards and you can be able to meditate on the cards and see which card you might be interested in hearing more about. Each card, it's card number 1, 2, 3, and 4. And if you don't know which card you're drawn to, you can use what's called a random number generator online, which can just help you pick one of the 4 cards at random. You can also when the image comes up on the screen, you can put your hand over the card, and sometimes if there's like a pull from the card or you feel something, then that card is drawn to you. And definitely take your time to pick which card resonates with you. You can pause the reading and meditate on the card, and I will have in the comments the pinned time of where to find this card, so the timestamp will be linked in the comments. And make sure that you guys please leave a thumbs up if you like messages like this, and we will get started with the reading. Thank you all for being here. And before we get into the image of the cards, I first want to explain the different items that I have displayed on each card to hopefully help you pick one of the cards and help make it easier. So for card number 1, we have this little green glass like heart, and it has a lion on it. Might be hard to see, I don't know. And it also makes sounds. It's so pretty, and it's also pretty like heavy. So this is the first item. The second item is a little blue agate crystal or gemstone. It's a gemstone. Here's what it looks like. It's just this blue, really pretty, like, gem. It's beautiful. This is the second item. And the third one we have is this little plastic quarters with a little plant inside. Here's what it looks like. It's so cute. It's actually part of a keychain that broke off. It was one of my favorite keychains. It was cute, but here she still is. So this is the third one. The fourth one is a shiny rock. I'm not sure what it is. It's an inspirational stone, as you can see. It says peace on it, and the words are like engraved in it or embossed. It says peace. It's very pretty. It's pretty heavy too. So this is the fourth item. And in the next slide, we will look at the cards. And here are your 4 card options. We have card number 1 at the bottom of the screen with the green heart. We have the second card just above that with the blue agate. The third card is the small plant item, and the card at the top of the screen is the fourth card. If you want to pause this reading and take as much time as you need to meditate on these cards, please do so. And the section for each of these cards is located in the pinned comment for your special reading. Hello, and welcome to card number 1. If you picked card number 1, then this is a message that is meant to be received right now. The Queen of Pentacles. We're getting the Queen of Pentacles. This card indicates that we are in a state of developing and nurturing the element of our suit, which in this case is the Queen's. You are the creator of your suit, and you can express its powers. So this means with the card Pentacles, you have an endless amount of resources and creativity that you're able to nourish these ideas and develop them further. You hold the power to make your actions a reality, or your creativeness a reality. So Queen of Pentacles is stating that you are spiritually connected to what you're good at. You're in the development of expressing yourself further, that we are already in an alignment of holding this power. And right now what you're doing is you're expressing yourself. I kind of checked in with Spirit on, what is this connection between this Lion with the heart and Queen of Pentacles. And the card we're getting is the the Knight of Wands and the King of Pentacles. So the Knight is the rowdy teenagers of the bunch, eager to prove their worth. Their action is to turn their suit into action. And so with the Wands, it means your creative expression. And you're well on your way to embodying that order and structure to develop it and enforce boundaries and just overall have, like a tight grip on your approach, that with the King of Pentacles, it's going to create endless amount of abundance for you and resources. So the message here is to keep nurturing what you're good at, develop it more, express yourself, practice, and you will achieve that high position of power in the role that you're wanting to create. You're there to control the element of their suit. That's what the Father King's card is representing. They are there to control the elements of their suit. So really it's, making sure that you have all of your ducks in a row, all of your T's crossed and your I's dotted. It's basically like saying rope it all in as we're approaching the end of the year. Get all of those things checked off your list, and you will reach that order that you've already nurtured with the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles. It's your internal and it's your external. You're nourishing, you're spiritually connected. It's saying you might be considered less mature than your counterparts. But that doesn't mean on the external that you have all of the authority. You are in a high position of power. You're a boss. That's the message that we're getting with the first card. Thank you all for subscribing and staying tuned to this channel. Hey everyone, and welcome to group 2. If you picked card number 2, then this message was meant to find you at this moment. The gemstone was the blue agate, and the card that we have is the Devil. The Devil card is coming up. Oh boy. Not a bad thing. Okay. The Devil card represents shadow self, repression, addiction, playfulness, temptation, and indulgence. The Devil represents your shadow, the parts of you that your ego desires, the Devil represents your shadows, the parts of you that your ego despises, fears, and represses in order to feel unblemished. What aspects of yourself are you ashamed of and trying to hide? By rejecting our shadow self, our self-loathing turns outward and projects onto others. What narratives are you addicted to, and what is your ego dependent on? I think that this card talks about separating your needs from your addictions and illuminate shadows. Don't reject your shadows, but confront them. See them for what they are. Because with this, they lose their power, tenderness to your whole self. Imperfections and all can free you. It's saying address your shadow side. Because the shadow side may come with many gifts, external objects or items, believing that these can either numb the pain or be tools to gain strength. I think oftentimes we run away from something because we're afraid. But sometimes you just have to face it head on to see it for what it's worth. Yeah, face your fears. Yes. We're getting the Judgment card. When you come into contact with something, with the Judgment card, as you can see, we have this mirror, and then here we have another mirror. It's stating that you don't have to take in fully what someone else is putting onto you. If it's somebody that's a bad influence on you, if it's somebody that, or something, you know, that you're not addressing, see it for what it's worth. Illuminate it, have it reflect back, but know like you're staying guard here at the door and you're reflecting it back. But when you look like beyond and you try to, you know, see for what it's worth, what this is, you don't have to take it all in, because this is a solid mirror. You can't look through it. You can look at it. And it'll just come right back, you know? But that doesn't mean that you have to accept. Make your own judgment. When you come into contact with something such as the devil, these shadow selves that we're repressing, you can like you can take it in, but it can't crumble you. Exactly. We're also getting the Three of Wands. Use your creative expression and navigate those obstacles. As you're approaching, reflecting, and looking at this other side, navigate around it. Try to understand the many different parts, but you're protected. As you can see, there's like these things coming out of the ground. You can like jump, you know, onto that thing to protect you. You're not going to drown. You're able to jump right by. That's as best as I can explain with the Three of Wands. Be creative. Get yourself out. Don't let anybody have any significant influence over you. So that is the message we're getting for card number 2. If you like this message, please make sure you hit subscribe. And if you like these types of messages, make sure that you leave a comment in the comment section. And we will see you in the next video. Hello, and welcome to card number 3. If you picked card number 3, then that means that this message was meant to find you right now. The little item we had was the plant in the little contraption, and the card that we're getting is the Nine of Cups. The 9 is a card that represents attainment, nearing completion, abundance, and idealism. And then the Cups is about emotions, intuition, instincts, relationships, and love. You've really been working on your relationships. You have acquired maybe some new friends or maybe some new milestones in your relationships or in love. We are at an attainment of, you know, having this abundance, and we're well on our way to reaching a completion. I think when you plant something in the ground, it takes time for it to grow. You have to water the plant. You have to give it sunlight or whatever resources that it needs to grow. You protect it. And even if things get rough, you know, like it broke off, You know that you've achieved something and you've perfected something, that you are nearly close to completing a cycle in your love and in your relationships with the Nine of Cups. It looks like you've been keeping yourself busy. You might be kind of staying out of the word I'm getting is hubbub, like all of the craziness, you know, everybody has something to say. Everybody tries to tell you something or another to get you to change your mind. And I kind of checked in with Spirit on, what's the connection between this plant and Nine of Cups. And right away, I'm noticing we have the Eight of Pentacles and the Eight of Cups. In addition to Eight of Pentacles and Eight of Cups, we have the Hierophant and the Judgment card. The Eight is a card that represents achievement, rebirth, perfection, and action. I believe we've been staying busy with Pentacles being a card representing resources, finances, and health, that we've been really working on that through creative expression. And we've been using our, emotional expression and what we enjoy to do that. We've perfected something. We've put a lot of action into it. Eight of Pentacles, Eight of Cups. People are going to judge you for that. You might not be doing the same thing that the rest of the crowd is doing, but you are showing them something that you love, with the Nine of Cups. You're staying true to what you love doing. The Hierophant. You're honoring your traditions. The Hierophant is a card that represents tradition, institution, education, social structures, and hierarchical in organizations. The Hierophant is a wise and respected teacher. He connects heaven and earth and understands that in his complex game of life, everything has its role. From the tiniest bee to the great emperor himself, we all have our parts to play. Given this knowledge, it is natural for him to appreciate and uphold the social structures that keep everything in harmony and order. There's a respect for everybody that is around you, and you're making sure that you're maintaining true to yourself and sticking to your free emotional expression and refraining from anybody judging you. You're not letting it bother you. The reflection that the Hierophant card provides is, what can you learn from tradition? What uncertainties could you eliminate from your life by following a conventional path? This card also represents institutions and social structures. Being part of these groups can bring security and comfort. At this time, the desire to belong can be powerful. In what groups can you find a feeling of support? You've really built a really good, strong support system, or you're nearing a completion to creating that community to feel supported. The action that the card, the Hierophant, provides is find a mentor, take a class, and honor tradition. What traditions or rituals are important to you? Try to engage in one of these now and observe how doing this offers you a sense of comfort. Find ways to further expand and give yourself that boost of, reminding yourself that this is what you love to do, whatever that be. Continue to educate yourself. It says, take a class. Higher education falls under the realm of the Hierophant. A class can offer a way to expand the mind, as well as a chance to find rapport with your classmates. Find a way to connect with people. I do believe, connecting with people, you can learn so much. And then it also talks about find a mentor if you need. Just develop those freedom of expression to reach that nearing of attainment until it's ultimately completed, whatever that may be. So that is the message that we're getting today for card number 3, and we will see you in the next video. Hello, and welcome to card number 4. If you picked this card, then this message was meant to find you right now. The card that we're getting is 7 of Wands. Seven of Wands. The card 6 is a card that represents harmony, alignment, pleasure. We've just, passed card number 6. And Wands is about creativity. We are in a spiritual time of introspection, investigation, and reflection. We want peace. See? We want peace, and we're fighting for it. 7 of Wands. Introspection, investigation, reflection, and spirituality. So the 7 of Wands is a card that represents willpower, creativity, passion, inspiration, and energy. We're looking back at, those elements that we have. Willpower, creativity, passion, inspiration, and energy. We want to accept this. We've already reached a milestone in our life with the Death card coming up. Or perhaps the end of an era has occurred, or the end of a phase. Something really shook you, or turned your world around, in a sense. And it looks like you might still be trying to get yourself back up again with the Temperance. But you know that you are a strong, sturdy individual, and you can withstand this. You can be balanced. The Temperance card represents moderation, patience, caution, thoughtfulness, peace, and alignment. Wow. peace and alignment. You've definitely been looking back at all that has occurred because the Temperance card is about the concept of alchemy, which means mixing diverse concepts into a greater whole. It's the understanding that multiple viewpoints, perspectives, beliefs, and ideas can be crystallized into something beautiful with thoughtfulness and cooperation. It is through avoiding extremes and taking the path of moderation that excellence can be born. We've really accepted something and ended it, and we've moved on. The reflection that this card presents, the Temperance, is that you understand that the best outcomes often arise from a blend of different approaches. You may naturally seek the union of many ideas, desires, beliefs, and attitudes, but does this individualistic way of dealing with things bring you a feeling of peace? In what areas of your life have you found success through blending and mixing diverse elements? The action that this card provides is practice gratitude and contemplate alchemy. Alchemy is the art of blending and mixing different elements to create a better whole. Try and appreciate how wonderful things are when they come together versus remain separate. This can teach you a lot about temperance. Don't let the past and this ending affect you. You might be trying to mix all of these things together to maybe bring something back, but it's not coming back. It's over. Whatever that might be. It says, challenge yourself to appreciate the best of every experience that you have today. Consider what you can learn about each of these experiences that you can incorporate into your life. Interesting. It really does want you to provide a reflection. This card represents introspection and reflection. It says, consider what you can learn about each of these experiences that you can incorporate into your life. Challenge yourself to appreciate the best of every experience that you have. Never take anything for granted. Learn from what has happened and move forward. So I kind of checked in with Spirit on what is this, cycle or so that we've moved on from. And the card that we're getting is the Ten of Swords, the Four of Swords, and the Princess of Swords, all swords cards. So the Swords is a card that represents ideas, thoughts, communications, and conflict. Like the air, our thoughts are invisible, swift, and in flux. The air carries messages, so we associate it with communication. When we focus our thoughts and intellect, they become like swords. They can be cutting, penetrating, and sharp like a frosty gust of wind that cuts to the core, or a harsh string of words. Something that you might have been reflecting on that you really enjoy as far as expressing your creativity with the Seven of Wands We have really moved on from the past, maybe something that was standing in our way from enjoying something more, or maybe something that caused kind of like a speed bump in our way to, you know, achieving that rebirth, or, you know, that development of something that you want to reach. You know, when I think of peace, it takes time to get there. You know, there's going to be all this stuff happening, but then at the end of it, or beyond it, is peace. Things have been thrown our way, but we maintain balance. And as far as what has ended, you know, we might have been impacted by the ideas, thoughts, communications, and conflict. Things have been getting in the way for us to reach our peace. And with the Four of Swords, structure, manifestation, foundation, stability, and endurance. We've already built that endurance. We have seen what we're capable of, what we can reach. This card 10 represents completion, fulfillment, success, and full circle. You know, like, what can impact you. Something really impacted you and you know it. It's changed everything. So Four of Swords. Structure, manifestation, foundation, stability, and endurance. We've really kind of built that barrier, structure, foundation, and we're just kind of nourishing and nurturing that with the Princess of Swords. Princess or pages meaning inexperienced, but new. The Princess card represents the focus is internal, the events are messages, and the actions are to learn. We're learning and looking back at what has happened. We're moving on. We have that foundation. We know what can hurt us. And right now, we're just about, you know, discovering that. The role of the princess is to be an observer and a student, trying to decipher messages and learn as much as they can in order to understand. We're still understanding. We're still trying to hang on to that, you know, moment of peace. So it's just saying, you know, be an observer, be a student, try to understand, and learn. Learn from this experience. Whatever experience you've gone through, learn from it. Because you've already seen and you've moved on. So understanding is going to help you find that peace. We're getting another card, the Nine of Swords. You're very close to it. You're very close to maintaining and keeping that peace. You are already there. But we are in attainment. We're nearing completion. We're abundant in that. And we want to hold on to that peace. Yeah, Nine of Swords. Sometimes finding that peace is having someone to talk to that you trust. Talk it out. Don't isolate. Yeah. So that's the message that we're getting for card number 4. Thank you all for staying tuned, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.